And we're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy, where we have a casual and informal conversation about Star Trek. Today we are live, not on our usual live days, because the Lower Decks trailer was leaked, and so many of us have seen it. And so PJ, welcome.
Hello.
PJ and I are just gonna talk about it. And then Fathery might be coming on. We're not sure. I think he's on the hunt for the trailer. I don't know if it's available anymore. It's starting to go down across the world. Um, so hopefully he'll see it and then come on. We're trying to look for it for him too. So don't share a link in our can people can share a link in the chat to it, right?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend they share the link to the lower quality one that was released earlier. I mean, I think one of the major YouTubers did a tweet about it that got a lot of attention. And
Oh, and there's like an HD one or something, right?
but see the
I
thing,
for me, Kowalski broke it. By the way, I saw it on Kowalski first.
but here's the thing: the official CTV Sci-Fi YouTube channel had it on their channel a day ago. And it was an
What?
unlisted. It wasn't a private video, but it was an unlisted video, so anyone who had a link could watch it. If you were in Canada, it was geo blocked in everywhere else but Canada because it's an exclusively a
Oh my gosh,
Canadian.
Canada.
It's a Canadian advertisement because it has CTV Sci-Fi in the
That's right.
corner
It
instead
has
of
all that
CBS All
branding.
Access. So yeah, I watched the full. There's like 100 views on it now, 106 views, and there's like 6 or 7 likes. And yeah,
Um, that's amazing.
It looks so
I
it looks so good in HD. And
it
like
looked yeah.
I watched on my big screen TV and and it was like, yeah, this looks good. Because the first time I saw it, the first leaked version was very choppy. And I was like, this can't be what the animation looks like. This looks
No, of
horrible.
course not.
But I was like, no, 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 it's just poor quality. And then I watched the HD and man, I'm sold.
HD makes such a difference in these things look. It's so
It's
cool.
Rick and Morty Star Trek style because the main character, let me just look up her name. Uh
It's
Tandy News, Beckett
yeah.
Mariner, she's she's Rick, and Jack Quaid is Morty. Basically, she's like the bully who's always like picking on him and like giving him a hard time.
I never
And she,
really saw Rick and Morty though, so I can't even
oh
like relate.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
should watch it. I should start watching it.
Mike Mann didn't have a huge influence on that show. He only wrote for like a few episodes, but he had a creative influence to some degree. But he actually created a show called Solar Opposites, which is
That's
amazing.
yeah, I heard about that show too and I haven't had a chance to watch it, but so
I'm
you
sorry.
watched that one?
I'm babbling on. I didn't mean to like.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
This is all about Lower Decks, and McMahon's the creator of it, so it's like a big deal to talk about
Yeah.
him. What are your should we give away our start giving away our impressions of the show? Like, what did you like about the trailer the most? Like, what was your favorite scene?
Um, what I liked is, the opening shot of the ship,
The
and
Cerritos. It looks really cool animated. Like, I was happy to see it. Like, finally, that was very cool.
in every shot of
Cerritos.
Cerritos, like Cerritos, California, it's California
Yeah,
class ship. Yeah,
like Doritos.
it actually looks so much better than what it looked like in that poster. So yeah, so much better. It
Am I
actually
allowed
looks
to
really good.
show like screen caps from the trailer? Do you think?
You really
No.
shouldn't do that at this point. No,
Oh.
I wouldn't. I think Laura Reloaded did a recap of the whole leaked one. And yeah, I don't know if you can get away with that or not. I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
wouldn't risk it. But I'm waiting for them to officially release it now. So yeah.
I
I
love
mean,
that it starts. I love that the trailer starts with the captain's log, though. like that, like it,
uh,
and it had the theme from TNG, and it looked like it was gonna be like the real captain's log, and it
yes,
just like
yes.
totally turns into this like teasing fest. You can't
Yeah.
hear what I'm hearing in my headphones, right? I'm watching it again. I'm just that excited.
Oh no. Yeah, I've seen it like 4 or 5 times now. But yeah,
We should
that's
at some
funny.
point watch it together and just
Yeah.
comment on it, like two people
Ensign
commenting on a
Ensign
video.
is it Boemir or Boimler? Ensign Boimler?
Oh, I have to look up the names. Sorry, I'm so unprepared for this.
He's basically like a big wimp, and he's always getting thrown around and beat up. He's basically the Morty of this show, I think.
Okay, if you're gonna compare it.
But the captain and the security officer and all the upper deck people are fucking like they're crazy. That's what I love about it. They're just and it's absurd and it's over the top, and I think that's
Here we're
gonna
gonna get
rub.
all the names
Yeah,
now. I'm
yeah,
on IMDb. All right, so
yeah,
we saw everyone basically, I think, in this trailer.
pretty much. Yeah.
Um, I was wondering about the captain, Captain Freeman, played by Don Lewis, because the voice sounded familiar, but I don't know. What do we know Don Lewis
Oh
from?
my God, you don't know Dawn Lewis? She was in one of the best sitcoms ever made called Different World. It's a different world from where you come from.
Don
It's
Lewis is from.
uh,
I watched that.
about Hillman College. She played Denise. No, no, wait.
No.
No, no, not no. Jesus, not Denise. Fuck, what was her name?
Let's look it up. We're on her IMDb page.
Jaleesa. Jaleesa.
I used to watch
She
A
she
Different
was the one.
World.
She was the one that married the military guy. I don't know if you ever watched A Different World.
I watched it like not like regular. I was like watching it. It was like too adult for I think when it aired. Hold on. My parents watched it and I used to like like hear it in the background or go sneak into it. But I do
Yeah,
remember it was a funny show. And
yeah.
that was a
Well,
spin-off of the Cosby Show if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, and you know what? If you can't really watch the Cosby Show now for certain reasons, it's a blessing that A Different World exists because you
But
could
come on, there's
because
so many. I feel bad
no,
about.
no,
I
because
know Bill. No,
Bill Cosby
it's true.
never shows up in the actual show.
That's true.
All the other characters do, but Bill Cosby never shows up.
Oh, then it's
So
perfect actually.
in a way, he never taints he never sours the show in any way. But anyway,
Well, very cool. So, anyways, the captain seems really
yeah,
awesome, Captain Freeman.
yeah, yeah, and they're yeah. Let's go through the other characters.
Let's see who's in the. Oh, Immortal Technique's here. Hi guys.
Hello.
Did you see it? What did you think, Immortal Technique? Okay, let's go back to IMDb. Should I put I can put IMDb on the screen, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. All
So I'm
right,
looking
let's
at
see.
I'm looking at Wikipedia right now.
Oh, nice. You're like fan. You go to Wikipedia. Audience, if you have seen the Lower Decks trailer, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat. And if you have any questions. But in the meantime, going back to the trailer, it cool to see that. What kind of vessel is the Cerritos? Do you have any idea from the trailer? Like, it
It's
is
a
a cool looking ship. I like
it,
the way it looks and everything. But like,
it's a California class. It's supposed to be a very big ship, apparently.
but what is it like a you know how they have like designations like research vessels? Like what do you reckon? I think it's a
It,
diplomatic
it
ship.
it's a
I don't
second
know.
contact ship. It's
Oh, well, that's confirmed that it is that, right? Like a
yeah, they make jokes about it in the trailers. Like the best thing after second contact is a couple of beers or something. I didn't find that funny, but
it's
whatever.
I like that. I love that whole thing. That was really great.
The
It's a
funny
very relatable ship. It's not like the Enterprise. It's not as professional.
the funniest part I found was when she catches him naked on the bridge. Which I'm assuming that was the bridge, right?
I don't think so, but it might have been the auxiliary bridge because I think the bridge is always tended to, right? Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't just have a moment unless they do autopilot on the Cerritos. I don't know. But I bet he was in the auxiliary bridge. That's what it might have been, or someplace like that.
It's definitely a stoner comedy, and that's what I didn't expect from this. And I'm
Do you
like,
think
wait,
that's true? I don't know.
oh,
I
for
think it's a
sure.
drinker's comedy too.
It's
Looks
a no, no,
fun.
it's a drinker's comedy. It's a smoker's comedy. It's a not doing anything kind of drugs or alcohol comedy. It's a good. It seems like it's a good, broadly appealing type of thing.
No, it is. It does seem really fun.
Yeah,
It feels like it should be on Comedy Central at night,
yeah.
like that kind of time slot of like. Well, it's gonna. What time is it gonna be airing in Canada? I think it said it Thursdays
Uh,
at.
3 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time in Canada.
Oh, really?
because that's when Picard used to appear on Crave. It actually
Wait, no,
airs
the
on
trailer said it. Hold on.
August Thursday, August 6th.
It doesn't say a time though.
No, but day and date. They confirmed in an article day and date in America and Canada, and they started doing that with Picard. They didn't do it with Discovery. Uh, I think you had to wait for a certain time for Discovery to appear on CBS All Access. It wasn't like day and date means like 12 o'clock in the morning, uh, Pacific time.
It does have
Like what
the.
they do with the Mandalorian, say.
Oh, gotcha.
So
It.
what happened? What happened in Canada and in the United States at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time? Picard would appear on CBS All Access and Crave simultaneously, and the same thing will happen with Lower Decks.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it then just is on Thursdays so that you can watch it at any point on the streaming on CBS as well.
As soon as you
That would
wake
be
up on
cool.
as soon as you wake up on that Thursday, it'll be there. That's the best
That's
thing about
exciting.
it. That's what I loved about Picard, even though I didn't, whatever. But I liked waking up and watching an episode of Picard every Thursday. So
It's true. I wonder. The first episode will decide for me like how I choose to view Lower Decks because if it's like really funny and just like something that I know I'm gonna just like be in stitches for and want to have that drink, I might just wait till the evenings to watch it with a drink. That might be fun to do. So yeah, I'm really excited. August 6th is not far away. Now we're
and just
supposed to get like an extended scene.
July 23rd, I think.
July 23rd. Immortal Technique had said that it reminds them of Spaceballs, and I tend to agree. There's a Spaceballs quality to it. Cleaning the holodeck was was one
That
of the fun
that's
things.
going to be a point of irritation for some people because they're like, well, why can't okay, for one thing, what that is about, I think, is that when people use the holodeck, they might take a shit in the holodeck. And where does that shit go? But in reality, it's just to be transported and recycled, as opposed to stored in some kind of weird boxes in the room, and they have to take them out. So that's just played purely for laughs. That's not even a serious thing. And this is where like canon comes in. People are gonna be like, that violates canon. That doesn't make sense. I'm like, you got to really give this like a lot of leeway
It
because
all
it is
depends.
absurdly animated and all this.
I just I really think it's funny because like as much as you can argue in that direction, you can also argue that like why wouldn't the holodeck have a discrete waste removal system? Like there's no reason why it wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like there might be reasons that you need to analyze the specific waste of the holodeck, like to see what's going on in your holodeck.
Yeah, it's
it,
weird.
it it is a good question because you could spend like hours in in a hollow novel, and what if you do have to go to the bathroom? Like,
Oh
where
yeah,
it's
but
like,
you got to realize in reality, people are expelling bodily fluids in the holodeck on a regular basis, and that's a real thing.
it's a real
They actually address that in certain episodes. Like people go there to have sex sometimes,
oh, well, there you go. That actually, yeah. So that's a lot of bodily
and
fluids.
the people in the future are old school. They don't pull out.
PJ, this is a PG-13.
Yeah,
No,
that's PG-13 material in
it's
2020. I
true.
must say, yeah.
It's true. Wow. Is this all from Voyager or Enterprise? Where is this
Uh,
knowledge from? Because I don't remember
re-
any of this
re-
discussion happening on TNG or DS9.
Remember when? Well, what do you think the holosuites were for in DS9? But Klingons used to go there and and blow out the backs of all kinds of holographic women. But
Okay. So
so,
just a reminder, audience. PJ, a few daytime drinks. It is
but
Sunday,
remember
and
when
we
the
are talking
doctor?
about a very
Remember when
adult comedy here.
this is not dirty, but remember when the doctor took Tuvok to the holodeck to try to encourage him to act out his Ponfar or whatever it is?
What I just started season 4 now, so I just saw like Scorpion Part 2, and finally, so that's where I'm at. Is that I don't recall that episode, the Tuvok holodeck
Tuvok,
episode, but I
Tuvok,
do remember for
yeah.
the young Vulcan who was going through Ponfar, who also, speaking of a Lower Decks connection, he was in the episode TNG episode Lower Decks. That same
Yeah,
actor,
yeah, yeah.
he was being treated in the holodeck by the Doctor. Is that the one?
That could be what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that was an
I
awesome episode
I haven't.
and a
Well,
good
yeah.
connection to Lower Decks. Very
Continuum
cool.
Trek. Good evening, Caleb.
Hello.
Caleb.
Oh
Caleb.
my gosh. And welcome, Caleb. Good afternoon.
Did you notice a Barkley-looking guy in the trailer who says
No, but
"Go
I
back"?
can go and
He
look at
could,
him.
he says to the guy, "Go back, lower decks, guy." They call him lower decks, like it's a
That's
disparaging
right.
remark. Yeah,
That's right. I do remember that guy. I don't remember him looking like Barkley. I gotta go back and look at him now.
he's not Barkley, but he looks like a Barkley. I don't.
I love the gold. I'm just looking at scrubbing through trying to find this moment. I love the moment in sick bay. I love the shuttlecraft song. This trailer was just like epic. There's looked like a Klingon homeworld scene. Uh, and Jack Quaid is super hot right now. He's in everything. He's in The Boys season 2,
The
which is
Boys, one of
coming
the
out.
greatest, literally the greatest superhero show ever made.
Yep.
Hmm.
I don't know if I agree with that, but yes, it is up there. It's one of them.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good, baby.
Do guys who have just come in and are joining, what did you think of the Lower Decks trailer? Did you see it? Are you excited? We're excited.
We need a Canadian because a Canadian can watch the full HD version. Unfortunately, I don't know why America hasn't. Maybe as we speak, it's being released. I don't know.
Do you so since it was released in Canada on TV, you said that trailer broadcast on TV? So
Me?
it might be that the official trailer will drop tomorrow.
No, it didn't broadcast on TV. It was on the CTV Sci-Fi YouTube
Oh, you said that.
page,
That's right, YouTube.
and
Hmm.
it's under unlisted, so it's not private and it's not public. You can only view it with a link only if you're in Canada. So it's weird. I don't know.
It's great that you're in Canada.
Let me check to see how many views it has now. And if I shared that with you now, I screen shared my thing of the Canadian trailer. You would probably might get flagged or something. I don't know.
We can put it in like a little tiny window like this for a second. Like you could show a picture of a character or something, and if you give me a heads up, I'll do that.
Even showing screenshots, I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. We're really scared. Any YouTube experts in the live stream that could chime in on on what you can do? Um, these guys are a bunch of undisciplined, bunch of malcontents, but that's why they are on the lower decks. Duh. Is that a thing in the military, by the way? Do you get, if you're not up to par with,
you know what I can do to fool it. I can slow it down.
oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
can
to, in the
mute it.
meantime,
I could mute it and show it. Hold on, let me try something.
all right.
I hope I forgive me if this goes badly.
It's okay. In the,
There we go.
I really don't know how I feel about this show. I'm used to Star Trek being relatively family friendly. We're going to talk about this. I like this topic, but let's see if this works. All right. Did it work? Oh,
There you go. So I'll play it in slow motion.
no, we're going to totally get blocked. I'm taking it off. But maybe I'll just do like this like every now and then. Maybe we can
Yeah,
get
there you go.
away.
I could slow it down so much that we could have time you could just flash it. Maybe try, maybe try that.
Flash. There we go. It's
Okay,
like
I'll
we're so
start it.
risky here.
There you go.
All right,
Just do
so
whatever you want.
but
Yeah,
just
whatever.
whenever, yeah. Sounds good. All right, that's cool. Tighten it, like squeeze your window in so that it's only on the Or maybe it's good that it's not tight. Leave it the way it is, actually. That's probably a good thing. All right. I
Yeah.
like this question a lot from Caleb. He says, I really don't know how I feel about this show. I'm used to Star Trek being relatively family friendly. So I'm gonna make PJ normal sized again. I had you like this, PJ. It was like, it was like, what do you think? What do you think, PJ?
Yeah, it's. I don't think they're going to be saying S words and F words and maybe some language, but I think it's for like maybe 12 and over. I don't think little kids can watch it. That's what I think they're doing. They're planning on
There's a
doing
Nickelodeon animated series
a
planned,
CG
right?
animated series
Yeah.
for actual like little kids that maybe might not appeal so much to adults because sometimes I watch the Star Wars stuff made for like little kids and it's like very unappealing. I like
Oh,
the I like Mandalorian and
yeah.
some of Clone Wars and some of Rebels and yeah.
I think there's so much great family friendly. Like I used to feel very strongly about this too because the first time I heard like a swear word on Star Trek. Whoa, just got spammed here. Hold on. The first time I heard a swear word on Star Trek Discovery, I was just like, "What's happening?"
I remember being in the
It's like
theater and
no,
hearing Data say "Oh shit" in
yeah.
Generation. Everybody laughed.
But I think that it's okay. I as an adult now I'm selfish in saying that there can be a show uh that people have to wait to grow up to watch in the Star Trek universe. It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Are you still gonna watch it, Caleb, or do you feel so strongly that you may not even watch it? And is there a particular family member that you wish you could share it with that you can't because you're afraid it might be too curse wordy and and too adult.
It's going to be gory. I know that. We've already seen that in the trailer. There's there's an amount of gore in there that's like, yeah.
We well yeah, you don't get promoted, but then do you get assigned to the worst areas on a ship? Like have you ever done it? I wonder if we have anyone in the Navy. I guess that would be the closest thing. Like, what's the worst part of a naval ship do you reckon to be assigned to? And do people that stay
Jan-
ensigns for 10 years stay that
san-
go to that part?
Sanitary services, cleaning up shit. That's basically what they're making fun of there with the ensigns about how they're literally cleaning up shit in the holodeck. Hold on. I'll start that thing again. I forgot to start it. You
Oh,
can,
okay, okay.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so
The Cerritos has an interesting configuration. The actual name of the ship and registration is on the back side of the bridge instead of in the front. And I thought that was cool. I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm sure there is another example of it, but it was an interesting configuration. Ah, there it is. Oh my god. Okay, okay, that's it.
Continuum Trek says it's an abomination. Sorry, I'm not Doomcock. LOL. Are you talking about the ship? Well, I can't speak for the Navy, but in the Army, you just wouldn't promote, and nobody would respect you. I think the Cerritos looks fantastic in this trailer.
I do too. I do too. I think I might be showed a little too much. Audience, let us know if we get blocked. I'm so sorry. I got
Well,
carried away.
no, it's good. There's so much going on the screen right now. It's probably hard to pinpoint. Uh, but the Cerritos is they do say that it's a ship that's fallen apart and it's doesn't work properly sometimes.
Right.
And second contact and like it seems like the the bridge crew are a bunch of fucking idiots. Although the captain seems like the only one
I
probably
like Captain Freeman from
has
what
to
I
deal
saw.
with
I
a
even
bunch.
remember Captain Freeman's name.
And then they got the big dude. Who's he? Let me look that up.
So here's everyone who's playing everyone. So Eugene Cordero is playing Ensign Rutherford. So let's see what Ensign Rutherford looks like first.
We can show that screenshot that I put up.
Oh,
That's
you did?
That's Ensign Rutherford, I think.
Like right there?
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, this is the best ship
Uh,
ever."
I don't know. Hold on.
Uh,
We can look it up. There's a picture I saw that said everyone's name on it.
oh no. Rutherford is the guy with the implant. I'm sorry. He's,
Oh, who takes out all the Borg? What is
yeah.
going on there? I'm curious. Is that a genuine Borg invasion, or do you think it's like a drill?
Is he an XB? That's what I'm wondering. Does it say that?
Ooh.
Eugene Rutherford, an ensign aboard the Cerritos. Rutherford is adjusting to a new cyborg implant. McMahon compared Rutherford to the Star Trek Next Generation character, Geordi LaForge, saying that they are both amazing at engineering stuff, but Rutherford does not always solve the problem like Geordi because he's still learning. But he can take out some Borg pretty fast, I know that. Let's see if I can just go to that part of it. Let me just
Yeah,
see.
see if you can get to that part. That would be awesome.
Here, okay,
SC, welcome.
here we
By the
go.
way, we're really bummed that Trek on the Tube is not here. This is
Here,
like Trek on the
I got,
Tube's day.
I got it up now. Just look.
That was a cool scene. The trailer is not up anymore in a lot of the places that it was up earlier, but I think it's still making its way around the internet. I think you can still catch it. Um, but there's
Okay,
Ensign Rutherford, and then who's that other character? Do we know? Is that Commander? Is that the Commander? Or this? Let's go back to IMDb here. So Tawny Newsome is playing Ensign Mariner, who I love already. Jack Quaid is playing Ensign Boimler. Boimler? Did you say Boimler? Like
hold on. Moimler. Yeah.
Boimler?
You're talking about the big guy who's like really jacked. He's a Bajoran lieutenant.
Hmm.
Uh, Shaxes or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this
Jerry
guy.
O'Connell plays Commander Ramson. Don Lewis, who we talked about, plays Captain Freeman.
He's a
Noel
Riker.
Wells plays Ensign Tendi. By the way, why does Noel Wells have Tom Hanks's Twitter account?
Noah Wells. Noah Wells.
Noel Wells. Noel. It's
Noel
Noel.
Wells. Oh yeah,
Uh,
she was from Saturday Night Live. I remember her.
Jerry O'Connell, who I'm a huge fan of, and
You'll
who's
never guess my
it's my
secret
secret
identity.
identity, Canada.
Go, go, go Canada.
Oh wait, we gotta put that scene on. Okay, there we go. Wait. Pause it for a second. Let's go to the comments. They're blowing up here. Uh, Caleb, sorry we missed you. That's primarily why you dislike Discovery and Picard. As TV-14, so they advertise those shows as TV-14, but there's a ton of foul language and violence that if they aired on broadcast CBS, it would most definitely be TV mature. Where is it advertised as 14 though? In Canada? I feel like it's not advertised that way here in the United States. Um, I forget where you are, Caleb. Um, it's true. SC is correct, but among other things, streaming has no constraints. That's true. Look at us. we're we're a classic example of why streaming has no constraints. Oh. That's the official YouTube, right? PJ, are you still there?
That's the
Okay.
official YouTube of CTV Sci-Fi. So I mean, it's up there. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I think there's going to be a lot of I don't know about you, but I feel like Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Discovery are the new PG-13. I feel like we can't go PG for Star Trek, but I feel like, personally I think that Star Trek Discovery, and I think that certain episodes should have a stronger disclaimer in front of them. Because definitely, like, I agree that there are moments of horror. Like when you see the crew of the in Discovery, one thing that comes to mind is the crew of the sister ship, the Glen. That scene's like mad props to the people who did the effects, but that scene's really gory and gruesome. I miss the shuttlecraft. I love the shuttlecraft song in the trailer. Um, Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
TVMA. I'm sure of
yeah.
it. All of it's TV mature. I get what you're saying. Um, I would watch Star Trek TNG with my under the age of 13 children. I would watch Star Trek the original series with under the age of 13. Star Trek the animated series, maybe the movies also. I don't know. Yeah, all the movies I feel like are safe. What do you think, PJ?
Um, I didn't hear what you just said because I was looking at a message from Father.
Oh, is he coming?
I didn't really see it.
Oh,
Let me just check.
I'll go
Let me
check
check it.
too.
Okay, you go check. Okay, but yeah, this show's pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Father is gonna try to jump in the chat. Father, if you do come into the chat,
Look,
we want to know if you already
can
saw it.
can you quickly flash this image of the Cerritos? There you go. No, get it off. If you leave it up there for like less than 3 or 4 seconds, I think it's probably less likely. I don't friggin' know. I don't
All
really
right,
know.
but what did you want to talk about that? That's cool.
It looks so good in that shot,
Mm-hmm. It really does.
and yeah,
I can't wait to see Trek Yards kind of take it apart, but I already have a lot of thoughts about it. Like, it's interesting that the idea, I do think that the saucer will separate a lot from the. I have a prediction. It's like a weird prediction, but I think that the saucer section, since it's a diplomacy ship or like a ship that does like second contacts, is meant to like go down to planets and like chill out while the drive section just kind of stays in orbit, during these situations so that like they can gather telemetry, like, but also like maybe it lands in the water and it's like a yacht, the whole thing. Like, I don't know, or it could just like land on different parts of planets to like kind of introduce Starfleet technology in a really exciting way without having to like beam someone up to a ship or whatever. I don't know, it's just
yeah.
a weird prediction.
There's a
But yeah, I
couple of
love the
really
design.
nice, yeah. There's a couple of really nice shots of that ship in this trailer when you really slow it
pull
down because
pull
it's
up
so.
another nice shot.
I'm trying to find one. There we go. Hold on. Actually, there's a few beautiful shots.
Oh,
Okay,
good point.
just flash this one because this looks cool.
Oh yeah,
All right,
like a moon or something exploding. That's pretty crazy.
that's a
Oh,
nice one.
here's a good one. Woo! It does look cool. I like the nacelles a lot. It's very neat. SC thinks that it's a tug like the ones in Picard, that it could be. It could be. That's an interesting, because they had a similar design where the nacelles were like down lower, right? Like they were like extended.
Yeah, I understand. Battlestar Galactica was a super dark
Well,
show.
we got to flash. So there's the chat going on in the comments, and that's why we're like kind of transfixed for a second. But so if BSG was a dud, we'd still have old Formula Trek, but BSG was critical and financially successful, and still is, I think. Heaped in violence, drama, and sex. I don't know if I would call it heaped in those things, but yes, there were. Good point. I understand BSG was a super dark show, but in my opinion, that's not Trek. That's a sense of professionalism and decorum with Trek that fits the family-friendly tone. It's wow, it's a heavy debate going on. I can't believe Lower Decks has started this debate in our chat. Here's the BSG, by the way, just since it was mentioned. Here is the Battlestar Galactica. Um, did you see that show, PJ?
Battlestar Galactica. I watched the mini series when it came out with Edward James Olmos.
So yeah, the you just saw that, but you haven't seen
I
like
didn't
the
see the
actual
series.
show.
No, no.
Okay, it's a full ship. I love the Galactica. Look at this angle. So that was an unsolicited promo for Eagle Moss. You can go get your own. Also, I gotta show one more ship since we're on the Battlestar subject. And I've seen everything Battlestar SC. I love it. It's one of my favorite shows ever. It's a there's a debate going on in the chat audience about Star Trek being family friendly, or whether it should be family or friendly, or if there's room for shows that break that mold. And so We're here to talk about Lower Decks and the Lower Decks trailer, so we definitely want to take that into consideration. But like, accepting for a moment that Star Trek has made a decision and that it's not going to go back from this route, we just I'm glad. I'm really glad there's options for folks that are adults and want to kind of have a catharsis on another level, but through Star Trek. So for me, it's all good. I'm glad there's a lot more shows. I think there's going to be more family friendly Star Trek. I do think that at some point, a Starship Enterprise show will come back on the air at some point, maybe in the next 10 years, 5 years, maybe even. We are going to get it through Strange New Worlds. I wonder what the tone of Strange New Worlds is going to be, PJ. What do you think? Will that be more family friendly?
Oh, probably not. I think the family. I think the family.
No, no, it's never going to be family friendly again.
No, because they've gone in a certain direction. They're going to stick with it. But their solution to that is this Nickelodeon kids show, which actually is going to be probably the very first Star Trek animated thing ever. I mean, because even the original animated series, in '73, that's not for kids. I watched it as a kid, and I'm like, it used to make me fall asleep. It was like I was gone in like 5 minutes, but I can
Star
watch it
Trek the
now.
Motion Picture would serve that purpose a lot for me as a kid. I would just put the VHS on when I wanted to just zone out, and, and then that was it.
Yeah, but I
but
think this
but you're right.
Nickelodeon show is probably going to be the thing that parents will be like, I can put this on and watch with my like little kid and enjoy it as well. So
I
yeah,
can't wait to see Trek on the Tube as an actual father, and I can't wait to see what his opinion is. By the way, for those of you who have noticed that Trek on the Tube is not here and it is not doing anything right now, it's because he's out in the wilderness and with his family by a lake. So we're kind of just doing this to kind of honor him as well. Whoa! I love that scene. Ah! The blast shield. Let's
yeah,
see what else is going on. So welcome back, Conti. Anson Mount said that it would be a lot like the classic series. That doesn't mean that it's family friendly. Just FYI, the classic series has a lot of things in it that I think are very adult and need parental supervision at the very
yeah.
least.
If you took a lot of episodes from the original series and did like a true modern interpretation, no holes barred kind of thing, it would be very graphic and probably gory because they go to some dark places in that show. Not all the time, but because it was like the '60s, you can kind of like dismiss it like, oh, it's not that scary. But
May
people used to watch Star Trek and actually be kind of frightened by some of the episodes
and
back.
Doctor,
Yeah,
I think family friendly, maybe the definition of family friendly has also changed over time, and it depends also what region you're in or what, like, country you're in. And like I'm fairly certain that there are things that my parents would not consider family friendly about the original series based. I was brought up in a very conservative household. That being said, we were allowed to watch Star Trek with them, so we watched it as a family, and they would like either explain the weird stuff to us or like say close your eyes, like like stuff like that. We were moderated as children, which is wonderful. And I think ultimately that's what it boils down to, is you can watch just about anything with your kids as long as you're supervising them.
yeah. I had babysitters who would rent rated R movies, and they used to like not tell me to close my eyes, but like literally go up and block the TV, like cover the breasts or something.
That's amazing.
But they would let me watch like the most violent kind of gore, but a pair of titties, it's not good. But anyway,
Tatas, we call them
I'm
tatas
I'm
here on
sorry. I'm sorry.
Starfleet. On
I'm sorry.
Starfleet, they're called or
I'm
no,
sorry.
there's
I'm sorry. I meant to say fun balloons, but anyway.
fun balloons. Has gone before. Okay, so
Can
anyways, we're yeah,
the hallway? Does that remind you of kind of like TNG?
yeah,
Uh,
100%, very
yeah,
well fitting in there.
yeah.
I
There's a
think we
Vul-
kill
there's a
we
Vulcan,
kill
there's a Vulcan and Dorian. There's a lot of species on here. There's a what do you call those blue guys? Mott was one of them.
Bolians, if I'm not
Bolians, yeah, yeah.
mistaken.
There's a Bolian. There are Romulans.
Oh my.
Yeah,
There's a lot of great stuff in the trailer. Oh, I feel I feel so good that we got to see it. Thank you, Ketwalski, or anyone, everyone. Everyone was kind of posting it all at the same time. It was a real delight. What else, PJ? What else can we say? We've been talking for 40 minutes about the trailer. I mean, it's just around the corner now. Uh, I thought I saw something about, is it Comic Con, like the one from San Diego? Is that what's going to be virtual, and is that what's
yeah,
coming up?
yeah. There's a Star Trek Picard. No, well, there's a Discovery cast where they're going to read the last episode of the last season, and Anson Mount and Rebecca Romaine and all those guys, and Discovery people. And there's going to be a Lower Decks thing where they're going to show a scene from the first episode. And I think that's when they probably plan to release the trailer. But I can't see that, seeing that CTV Sci-Fi put it on a day ago. So I'm thinking maybe it was supposed to be this Thursday and not next Thursday. I don't know.
I
No
I
idea.
read I read something that I could have there's so much information online that I'm so sorry that I'm inaccurate about this, but I could have sworn that what we're getting at the Comic Con, the virtual Comic Con, is a scene, like an
Yeah,
actual
yeah, yeah.
scene from the
It's gonna be all kinds of
the
stuff
show.
there. I like how they're doing that, despite everything that's going on. Like they're actually making an effort to do to give fans something, right? Uh,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
Well, I'm excited about that, and either way, August 6th is so close that
Yes.
the show will be here. I'm gonna try to do just like we did for Picard, is like a kind of like a live reaction on that day, and so I would love it if you would join me, PJ, every now and then for that. I'm gonna wrap up the show by going back to IMDb and talk about the rest. I think we didn't mention Fred Tatasciore. I hope I'm saying that right, and Gillian Vigman, who plays the doctor, Dr. Ta'ana. So
Yeah.
those are the characters. So I like that scene also where she just is like, pump this,
There's gonna
basically,
there's gonna be
and
there's gonna
don't
be
pass
some
out.
there's gonna be some kind of outbreak episode where everybody turns into zombies because of some black goo. You see it everywhere, and
That's true.
the doctor's trying to deal with it, and like it gets out of control, and I don't know what's gonna happen. It looks
I don't either.
crazy. It just looks bonkers, man. It looks fun. It looks a lot. It looks like a lot of fun, and
So fine
especially to wake up in the morning to watch it. What a great thing! It's like a little Thursday morning cartoon
for
for
adults.
adults.
It's
For
great.
adults,
It's true for
great.
good. It's true.
Yeah.
Thursday
Anyway,
morning. What was that actual thing? Saturday morning cartoons. And then
yeah.
you had like Sunday. Were there Sunday cartoons as well? I think cartoons come on every day.
When I was young, it was Saturday was the big morning for cartoons, and now it's like you can watch them anytime, anywhere.
Jimmy Dean, you were right. The kids grow up a little faster in 2020. It's 100% true. I think it's a good note to end this live stream on. PJ, thank you for breaking this with me. We had a pretty healthy discussion in the chat. If you see this afterwards, please let us know what you think of the trailer if you've seen it. And by the time, if you're watching this, if the official one's already come out, then please let us know then. So whenever you see this, let us know. Um, you got to promote real quick before we go?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of those guys who's on like Twitter at BoatWreck1, and I also do some videos on my YouTube channel, BoatWreck. That's Boat REK.
And you could see it,
And
audience, circled right there on the lower. Is that the left of this of your screen? At Boat Rec 1.
yeah,
Very
and
cool.
you should be on my channel more.
I should. I will.
Yeah,
I will. You're absolutely right. Until then, this is the live every now and then Starfleet Boy that comes on. We have, by the way, there's a couple channel updates, PJ, that I have to give You just reminded me. Starfleet Boy is no longer doing the Drunk Space Nine podcast. I said goodbye to it, but in typical fashion, since no one really owned Drunk Space Nine before, and at least not the handle on Twitter or anything like that, and also because they're just such great guys, the Asking Linda's podcast has taken over Drunk Space Nine, so it will continue, and we do still promote it, and we'll go on that. So PJ, maybe you and I could go on Drunk Space Nine together, and then really have a R-rated discussion about everything Star Trek. I think it
My
would be
my
awesome.
hu- my humor is PG-13 2020 style.
That's 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 awesome. All right, that's and then the other thing, of course, is we have Starfleet Boy After Dark, which comes on every Friday around midnight Eastern Standard Time. We'll try to do them earlier so that other folks in different time zones can join in as well. And then we have the Starfleet Boy TOS discussion, which starts next week, Saturday at 3 p.m. We're gonna try out a live stream with the Cage. If we like the way it works, we'll keep doing it that way. Otherwise, we're going to go back to our standard pre-recorded format. So hope you'll come to that, attend and watch and listen with us. Whatever we're going to do on that day, we don't know yet. And that's all we got. So live long and prosper. And we'll see you next
Peace.
time.